What's going on, everybody? Chrome on Rust here. I had a few issues with my computer. That's why I've been coming out with content recently. End up having to reinstall Windows, and I was uploading all my programs and the drivers, and then I started getting a whole bunch of errors, so I ended up having to reload Windows once again. But I think I got it all up and running now. So I want to give you my 3 favorite Diablo 3 fan sites. Now, these aren't rated like in any order or anything like that. Like, this is the first best, this is the second best. They're all going to be able to do different things for you. So let's go ahead and load up our first one here, and it's going to be Diablo Progress. Now in here, you're going to be able to see like the top geared players in the world, the top items, the top stats, or the top skills, and you're going to be able to check out your character and how it rates compared to other characters as well. So let's go ahead and load it up to the top geared players in the world here. I think I clicked that. There it goes. So you can see there's going to be a few demon hunters, a couple wizards, a few more demon hunters, a few wizards. Same thing on hardcore. It looks pretty similar, except there's like one witch doctor who's in the top 20. Let's go ahead, load up this guy, and you're going to be able to see his paragon level, his hero score. Now that's going to be how they're ranking you, is your hero score. I know they include like DPS and effective hit points in their calculation. I believe they have something in their frequently asked questions that you can load up, and if you want to figure out how they exactly calculate your hero score. So you can see life, resistance, armor, all of his stats. You can also check out his gear, which is pretty nice. You can see that his vial wards are pretty good. They have the extra vit roll on there. You can look at his gloves, things like this. You can actually tell if items are going to be duped. Like, let's just click on this one here, and you can see that actually 2 people are currently wearing this with 2 different battle tags. So you can kind of come to the conclusion that this item's been duped. Now I'm not saying it's either of these guys or anything like that. Maybe the person who duped it could have sold it just to get rid of the evidence or whatever. But it's just something you can figure out on here as well. So you can look at the top items in the world. Now this is how I actually found some of the top items for one of my previous videos. So let's just say we wanted to look at gloves. Go down here. Go ahead, click on hands. You can hit search. And there you go. You're going to have a whole bunch of Immortal King gloves and just a few other gloves here. Let's say, though, if you just want to look at gloves with intelligence. So you can go ahead, hit search. It's going to be kind of similar to the auction house system here. So then you're going to have all these pair of gloves. And let's say we want to look at some with all resist and above 70. You can go ahead and punch numbers in over here as well. And then this pair of gloves here would be the top pair of gloves in the world with intelligence and over 70 all resist. And this one pair actually has 9 attack speed, 50 crit damage, and 10 crit chance. That's a perfect trifecta roll. That's pretty insane. Also, one of my more favorite things on this site is you can go over and look at the top skills. I like to search by 500. You can search by 50 as well. So you can see that Battle Rage on Barbarians is being used by 84.2% of the top 500 players. If you hover over the ruins, it's going to be able to give you the ruins as well, like what ruins they're using. So 479 people are using Into the Fray out of the 491. There's 12 people who are using different ruins. You can check out passives. Shadow Power and the Demon Hunters being used by 96%. Sweeping Winds being used by 94% of monks. Spirit Walks being used by 97% of Witch Doctors. Now I use the Witch Doctor sometimes, and I have Spirit Walk on my guy without even looking at this. So you can kind of tell that it's a very overpowered skill, or a very good skill at least, I should say. Then come down here to the Wizard. You'd actually see that magic weapons being used by 75% of all wizards. So you might be able to come to the conclusion that wizard skills are a little bit more well balanced compared to other classes. Now I'm not saying like if you were to compare a witch doctor to a wizard that they're balanced compared to each other. I just mean the skills that are within side of the wizard's abilities maybe a little bit more balanced than the other classes, because only 75% of them are using it. So the last thing on here, you're going to be able to check out your skills. So you can just load up the home page, throw in your battle tag right here. Looks like I have my caps lock on. That doesn't matter. Hit go, and I'm going to be loading up all my characters. There's my barb, my monk, all that good stuff. There's my hardcore character. So let's just say I want to load up my wizard, and then it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to be able to check out my hero score, my DPS, all my gear. So this is a pretty good site to go ahead and check out. So D3 Up is going to be another good site. It has some really cool features. You're going to be able to upload your entire gear set over here. Let's say you're cruising the auction house, you just found this really sweet ring, but you don't know the exact stats that it's going to give you, and you want to find that out without actually purchasing it. You're going to be able to do that on this website. So to get started, you're going to go under the myd3up.com and create new build. And you go over to manual import, and you can punch in your battle tag. just going to use my buddies because all my gear is already uploaded over here, and then you hit find my character, and then you can select from your entire list. We're going to choose this Demon Hunter and just hit create build. Now this part will take a second just because it's uploading the data from over on the Diablo website. And there you go, there's all its list of gear, and they do actually rank the gear. Like, so his Mempho is going to be his best gear piece, his Vile Words are going to be his second best, and so on from there. And if you want to create that item, you go over here to the items, create new, and we'll just call this one Rare Ring. And then the type, we want it to be a ring. Quality, we will just choose rare. And then the stats that it's going to have, you can punch in whatever stats you want. We're just going to make this a trifecta. So go attack speed, crit chance, and damage as well. So there's your ring. You're going to be able to punch in your stats over here. So we'll say 200 dex, 9 attack speed, 6 crit chance, and 50 crit damage. Then you'll just hit create item. You're going to want to go back over to your character. And there you go. We'll just find one of his rings. Okay, there's one of his rings. So you're going to go to the change, compare, and simulate gear. And then you go down to that ring. You'll hit modify and compare. And you'll scroll through this list here, and we created rare ring. That's the one that we want to compare, so we will select that. And then it's going to be able to tell you what stats is changing. So he's gaining 57 dex, he's gaining 222k damage, but losing 21k effective hit points. So let's just go ahead and equip that. You're also going to be able to change the passive. So if you want to find what your DPS is unbuffed with this new ring on, you go to passives. So we can take all these off, modify. Just select none. Go over this one, do the same thing. None's going to be all the way at the top. And there you go. You can see that we've lost like 28k damage with this ring on, and on our unbuffed stats, you're going to be able to find those out as well. So if you're cruising the auction house and you found a really expensive item and you want to be sure of the stats that it's going to be able to give you, this is going to be a great website to use to find that out. So Diablo Fans is going to be another really good site to go ahead and check out. You're going to be able to figure out all the news, all the blue posts, anything that's going on in the Diablo 3 world. You're going to be able to find it on this page. And it is very up to date, so you don't have to worry about coming here and thinking that the information is going to be like a day or two old. They're updating it all the time. So do come over here, check it out. You're going to be able to see all the developer Q&As just like you would be able to on the Diablo webpage. So you might be saying, why don't I just go to the Diablo page? Well, like I'm saying, there's going to be a lot of current information, and there's going to be even more things getting posted over here than there is actually on the Diablo webpage. So like this guy's video, it got featured about patch 1.0.8, so I'm sure there's probably some pretty cool things going on in this video. Also, like I know I saw this thing a few days ago. You scroll down here, and this information actually came out about 1.0.8 before the patch notes even came out. So you're going to be able to stay more up to date or ahead of the curve by using the Diablo Fans webpage. Also, I know there was a few days ago that Blizzard posted some things on the Diablo webpage, and then like an hour later they took it down. I don't know if it was an hour exactly, but once they took it down, you were still able to go over here to the Diablo Fans webpage and read about what they took down. So it's really, really cool. Also, you're going to be able to use their forums. Now you might be saying, well, why don't I just use the forums over on the Diablo webpage? You're right, you could, but in my opinion, now this is my opinion, I feel like there's a lot less trolling going on over here. Don't get me wrong, every forum page has got their share of trolls, but I just feel like there's a lot more constructive criticism and more in-depth discussions going on over on these forums compared to the others. Just because over on the Diablo webpage, there's just so many trolling, and it takes people off topic, and they just lose their train of thought, and then just a thread dies, and you don't get to finish out the complete conversation. So do go ahead, check out these forums, see if you like them, and I hope that this list did help and that you got something out of it. I don't have Diablo installed right now, so that's why I wasn't able to come out with some content like that. But like I was saying, I hope this did help. And do go ahead, post in the comments if you have any ideas for like future videos, things that you'd like to see, questions that you have. Or if you just want to say, hey, go ahead, post it in the comments below. If you think this video is bad, you can post that as well. Freedom of speech, I'm all for that stuff. So that's going to be it for me. I'm Chroma Rust for Core Expert Gaming, and you all have a great day.